This is Prince, and this is my video presentation for this project. So we are going to be talking about the resilience and mindfulness among radiological personnel in Norway. So first of all, let's talk about what this article entails or the overview of the article. So it examines associations between individual resilience, organizational resilience, and mindfulness, which we are going to get into a little bit later down the line. And it also explores impact of these factors on quality and safety in the radiology department. So there was a cross-sectional online study, which is what they use to test these people to get the stats that we're going to get into. So the people, they were the participants were radiologists, registrars, radiographers, and radiation therapists, basically everybody in the radiology department. So the tools that they used were the Connor Davidson resilience scale, mindful attention awareness scale, a benchmark resilience tool, and data. That is, we're going to focus on all these four. So the data analyzed with descriptive facts and correlations. So the three models I mentioned earlier, the individual resilience, organizational resilience, and quality and safety. So let's get in the first one, which is individual resilience. So individual resilience was used as a dependent variable. So they wanted to know if individual resilience is affected by organizational resilience and mindfulness. And the second module was organizational resilience. Now, organizational was also used as a dependent variable. That is, they wanted to know if organizational resilience is affected by individual resilience and mindfulness. Then, in the third module, that is the quality and safety, was also used as a dependent variable. That is, they wanted to know if quality and safety are affected by both types of resilience and mindfulness. That is, they wanted to know if both are affected by either individual resilience or organizational resilience. So let's look at our first data here. This is the distribution for individual resilience. So for the individual resilience, the study showed that there is a relatively high mindfulness. That is, there are mistakes, but they were small, right? And in other words, being mindful helped reduce mistakes. And we could see from the graph how we start here from the bottom 0 and we go all the way up. That means we are being mindful, and when we are stressed, um a little mistake starts to get in. And our next one that we're going to look at is our organizational resilience and the quality and safety. So after the study, they got to know that both individual and organizational resilience are somewhat low in the radiology department, and mindfulness is high. That means there is a positive relationship between both types of resilience and mindfulness. What this means, sorry, what this means is that the radiology staff are relatively mindful. That means they are mostly mindful and but not very resilient. They support each other, but they neither seem to have a big effect on safety or quality in practice. So the first graph up here is the quality or is the organizational resilience. That is the one up here. And the second graph at the bottom here is our histogram for quality and safety. Um, we are also going to look at the results. So after the study, they got to know that burnouts are not widely considered a major challenge for radiologists, and individual resilience and organizational resilience are relatively low, and mindfulness is very, very high. So people or radiologists are usually mindful about what they're doing so that they can reduce mistakes. We're also going to talk about reflections, what this article meant to me, and everything. So I chose this article because it focuses on resilience and mindfulness, um, which are basically two factors that are increasingly recognized as critical for healthcare workers, especially in the radiology department. Um, the radiology field in particular is a high stress field, and but often they are overlooked compared to other frontline workers. What stood out most was finding out that both individual and organizational resilience were relatively low, while mindfulness levels were high. Um, this raises important questions to me or for me about whether mindfulness practices alone are enough to protect healthcare workers from burnout. My own knowledge about this whole article connects to workplace stress and mental health. I am a shift supervisor, so I manage people at work, and sometimes you can see from their face that they're stressed. And I've seen how mindfulness can be helpful. But without organizational support, stresses like stuff that stress people like workload or limited resources, they are still there, they are still around. So the study's emphasis on both personal and organizational resilience reflect a balance between having organizational support and also being mindful. One question the article raised is about how relatively small sample they had to do this research, because I think they had only 68 people that took part in the online questionnaire. Also, maybe going forward, if there's like a really, you can't generalize everything because the number is really small. So maybe going forward, if there is a larger scale, or where a lot more people are able to answer these questions, then we will be able to, help bring out a great response, or a great help for the healthcare workers. Thank you guys for watching. I look forward to reading yours also. Thank you.